Hey Nick,
Yeah.
what's your favorite video game story?
Hey guys, and welcome to the Bro Corner. Thanks for stopping by.
Yes.
Yeah, we've got kind of a fun topic today.
Yes. What are your guys' favorite video game stories? Stories in video games that you have played?
Yeah,
We like to play video games.
we do, and we think most people our age tend to like to play video games. But and so we're only going off just stories today, not necessarily like gameplay or anything like that.
And of games that we've played and have experience with.
Yes. So, if we are missing some huge obvious one, then we're sorry. But these are the
maybe
ones.
maybe we haven't played it, so we don't
Yeah.
know.
But yeah, these are the ones that just kind of immediately jump to our minds, and we each have 3 different ones, so we'll just jump right in.
Go for it.
My very first one is kind of an old one, and it's called Kingdom Hearts. I'm sure some of you have played it, and it's kind of like
All
this.
of them or just the first one?
Mainly the first one. The second one was pretty good, and then there's like a bunch of like ones for like different consoles, like DS and PSP and stuff like that. But like, I really liked the first one for PlayStation 2 because it was like so unique at the time. It was like a mix of like Final Fantasy and Disney, and like it had Final Fantasy characters in it, plus some original characters, and plus Disney characters. You're like going around to different worlds. There's these things called the Heartless that are like trying to take over. You're trying to stop them. It was just like, I remember playing it. I was probably like 13 or 14. And it was just like this huge emotional ride for me. And so like that story has always really stuck out as just like a really good one. And so I go back and replay it every so often. I even got my 11-year-old little brother to play it, and he loved it, and it was really cool to be able to share that experience with him. So that's just like, it's a good one. If you haven't played it, I would recommend it.
Cool.
What about you, Brad? What's your first one?
My first one is definitely Portal and Portal 2 because they're my favorite games of all time. They're tied for first place. And it's just the humor and the mixture of, I don't know, the puzzles are just super fun and it's very different.
Yeah,
But it's
story.
the story is just so great
Just
because
so
it's really funny. And that's mainly it. It's just really funny.
It's really funny. I haven't actually played Portal, and I've heard it's one of those games I absolutely have to play, but I just
Yes,
haven't
everyone
gotten
has to
around
play Portal.
Like, I don't think Kingdom Hearts is a game everyone absolutely has to play, but I think that you should. It's just really good. My next one, for anybody who knows me, this is kind of obvious, is Dark Souls. I love Dark Souls.
There's no story in Dark Souls.
There is a story in Dark Souls.
very
That's
little
why-
story in Dark Souls.
And that's the reason I like it so much, and that's why it's on this list. Is it's number one, the story is actually really interesting, but more for me is how the story was told. Like, it wasn't through like a bunch of cutscenes and stuff like that, like a lot of games nowadays. It's really vague, and like you get the story by like reading item descriptions or like going to certain places or encountering certain characters. And so it's really, you just have to piece it together, and there's always gaps, and you kind of have to use your imagination to fill the gaps. And I just thought that was
Because
really...
there's not a complete story in Dark
There
Souls.
is, though. But I thought it was just a really intriguing way to tell a story, and it really stood out to me, and it's like, it's just different from any kind of storytelling I've seen in a game ever. And so that always is going to stand out to me, I think. I think it's really cool how they did that. Yeah, so that's my second one.
My next one is Half-Life, and it's like the whole series again. And it's,
Cheat, right?
I'm not
Taking
cheating.
whole series.
No,
instead of just
Kingdom Hearts
individual
and
games.
Dark Souls are both full series.
Yeah, but I picked the first one of both of
fine,
those.
fine.
Just saying.
I guess if I had to pick out of Half-Life, the second one, but with all the episodes. Anyway,
Just go, Brad. It's okay.
but yeah, and you're Gordon Freeman, and there's like, a couple big companies that are, well, in Half-Life it's mainly Black Mesa, in Portal it's Aperture Science, but if you play them both, you get kind of the
So
Aperture Science and Black Mesa are
So is it kind of an
competitors.
interconnected story there?
Oh yes, well,
I haven't played either one.
kind of, but not. They're within the same universe.
Oh, okay. That's kind of cool.
But they're not, like, there's hints to both kind of. I don't know. Anyway, but like you're Gordon Freeman and you're fighting for the rebels against this big company who's kind of taken over, almost like a government. But yeah, it's very good. You
Kind
should
of
play
reminds me
that.
of like an 80s action.
Yes, but more
Just-
futuristic.
Well, yeah, just
Well,
just from the description of
kinda-
the story alone.
It kind of has the kind of cheese,
The cheese, the good kind of cheese.
the good kind of cheese.
You know, like the pepper jack with the cheddar.
Yes.
That was a really bad joke. I'm sorry.
No, it's got the Gouda cheese
That was a worse joke.
because it's Gouda.
Your joke was bad, and you should feel bad. Anyway, moving on. My last one, it's kind of outside my normal gaming spectrum. I'm not much of an FPS kind of guy, but BioShock, the first one, I was really impressed with. I actually bought it. I think you recommended it to me.
A long time
A
ago.
long time ago, and I just actually recently picked it up and played it. I haven't quite beaten it yet, but I'm like really close. I'm like on the last mission or something. But I was thoroughly impressed with just the amount of like story that was in it, and it was just really cool. And I think part of it for me was just like, I mean, the story itself was cool, but it was also the setting, the atmosphere of like how they set up like this underwater city, and like so you're running into like these new innovations and like this. Just the very idea of it, I was really impressed. I was actually blown away. Like the gameplay, you know, FPS, it's not really my favorite thing, but I played that game only because I was like, wow, this is really cool,
Yeah.
story-wise. And so
You should play Half-Life and Portal.
I've heard.
Yeah. And my last one is Fallout. Like the whole series again. But, well, okay, when I say the whole series, I mean Fallout 3 and Fallout 4 because I haven't played Fallout 1 and 2 or Fallout Tactics. I have all of them, just haven't played those ones. But Fallout 3 and did I say Fallout 4?
Yeah, you meant New Vegas.
Confirmed! It's confirmed. I meant New Vegas. I meant Fallout New Vegas. Fallout 4 needs to come out though.
You gave like all these Fallout fans like heart attacks just now.
Yeah, I'm on the closed beta for Fallout 4. Not really, but it's confirmed. But yeah, it's just I like it's like Skyrim but with guns. It's like an RPG first-person shooter mixed together.
Yeah, they're both Bethesda, aren't they?
They're both Bethesda.
That's cool. Bethesda's interesting. I like that.
But the story behind them is so great. It's like you're in this. In Fallout 3, you're a vault dweller. You live in a vault. There are these vaults that people moved into before this giant nuclear war that just destroyed everything, and then you end up leaving the vault for certain reasons. You should play it to find out. And then you kind of have to live in the wasteland, and you're kind of the main story is you kind of trying to give everyone clean water by the end.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting. Yeah, so it's kind of like a
but there's a lot more to it than that.
Yeah.
But that's like yeah.
post-apocalyptic kind of feel there. That's cool. I've played a little bit of Fallout 3, and it was really cool. I just got distracted with other games, but
Yeah.
I like Dark Souls. And Dark Souls
Yeah, Dark Souls.
2. Anyway, I like Dark Souls. Anyway, so
By the way, we are thinking of potentially doing some gaming videos.
That's right.
On like a separate, not on a separate channel, but as like a separate series.
yeah, so let us know if you're interested in that, and if so, what kind of games you'd want to see us play, and maybe even what kind of challenges you would want us to do while playing games. We've already got a couple ideas, but we want to hear from you guys, so let us know. And on that note, I think it's about time for our challenge hat.
Challenge chat.
Challenge hat. Okay.
You pick this time.
Pick this time.
Yes.
Okey-doke. This one. Okay, so helium challenge. Okay. We'll be right back with some helium.
I think Little Bread submitted this one.
Yes. Good job. Please submit more. Okay. This is the helium challenge.
The helium challenge. Ready? For you, Little Bread. Yes. Don't try this at home.
Thanks for watching. Click like if you like this video. And click dislike if you disliked it. I'm not getting much. No, you have plenty.
Oh, there we go. Oh, we can't even do our outro. Okay, please hit that subscribe button.
And share this video with all your friends and family.
Wait,
And we'll see you next time on The Bro Corner.